What's up, YouTube? Facebook, so I'm making sure I do you guys the honor as well. Doing a quick Q&A. For those that have questions regarding whatever you got questions about. A lot of people have questions still about travel, certain things about business formations, trusts, and things like that. Speak now or forever hold your peace, because I'm not going to be on here long, and I got shit to do. But it's been a minute. Just reminding y'all, I don't do a lot of the vlog talks. I do a lot of my stuff during the winter time. Because I be moving and grooving throughout the year. So anybody have any questions about anything? I'm not gonna wait here forever for somebody to actually ask a question. I'm here for those that's ready to go, got questions, so I could give out some few answers. I get a million emails, text messages, phone calls, inboxes, timeline comments. People want things to be explained to them by text message or by chatting through. I don't understand how that's even possible. So anybody that has questions about anything that's up right now watching this video, ask the question, please. If not, I'm gonna take my ass to sleep or continue doing what I gotta do. All right. Questions, comments, concerns. Let me see here. Do you have to be a SPC to come into a trust that one of your loved ones left behind? Do you have to be a SPC to come into okay, so there's nothing new up under the sun, meaning that trusts were alive just as well as estates, just as well as the concept of a SPC, secure party creditor. So no, you don't have to be a secure party creditor to, or that has nothing to do with you. What do you say? You say to come into a trust that that a loved one has left behind. That it has nothing to do with that at all. What we got to understand is contracts. These are agreements. A trust is nothing but an agreement. It's an instruction amongst the trustee, the grantor, and the beneficiaries of the trust. Period. So there's no way into that trust legally, lawfully, unless you was included inside of that trust, and depending on your relation and position within that trust, were you the trustee, the grantor, the beneficiary, and even within those positions, it all depends on the instruction and entitlement that the grantor granted within the trust and within his or her will that should be attached to the trust. So no, we are applying things to things that have nothing to do with the other. That's why we're not getting the concept, and we're not being successful in what we're trying to do. All right, next question. Let me see. I have been looking at, hold on. I've been looking at what it means to be a citizen. What the fuck? I've been looking at what it means to be a citizen. I am starting to see the benefit, which is strictly humble. Of being a of being a U.S. citizen. I know it's a lot. Where can I? Wait a minute. You're saying that you see the benefit. Oh, another way than being a U.S. citizen. I'm trying to get these questions. They keep popping out. Damn it. Any other way than being a citizen, such as... All right, who is this? Christina. It's pros and cons to everything, Christina. Ultimately, everybody is into the whole theme of renouncing their citizenship, breaking the contract of the United States government, separating themselves from the fictitious entity and all this other shit, simply to remove liability, responsibility to that particular entity, which is cool. But this is the thing. There's a lot of responsibilities within the process of doing such. And we have to have a strategic strategy and goals within our strategy, or we're not going to get anywhere. It's like your left foot stepping on your right foot. So we have to have a purpose behind what we're trying to do and a target so we can reach that goal and target. So it's not about just saying, just pull. I don't recommend anybody just pulling out and saying, hey, I'm going to cut up my debit cards and credit cards. I don't have anything. I'm not a U.S. citizen anymore. No, you got to work your way to that. Prepare before you declare. That's my whole little, you dig, my slogan. Prepare before you declare. So I personally would recommend focusing on things that you're trying to things that you have issues with. Whether it's traveling, whether it's if you're a person that's interested in privacy, protection over assets, money, things like that. It really all depends. That determines your starting point. Everybody's starting point is different, and it's always an option to leverage the two, meaning leveraging and controlling, being the controller of the fictitious entity or a so-called straw man, and in control of the one of the fictitious entity that you create to operate in commerce. Because at the end of the day, you still need to create a vehicle, a fictitious entity to operate amongst the world of commerce with all the other fictitious entities and their corporations. But the whole objective is to remove yourself out of the game, off the drawing board or the playing board of the other fictitious characters and be the controller, where you're the one placing the pieces. You're moving the pieces. This is the position that you want to be in. Oh, my straw man, I put you right there. You're gonna take care of that. Hey you, you're gonna go in there. You're gonna give me that car, but I'm gonna drive it. Okay, you're gonna put your name on it and use your identification number. Got it? Go. But the whole point is stop contractually telling them that you are that. Oh, I am this name and this number, and I'm gonna go in contract with you. It's whole objective. So he's over there, right? And then you have this guy right here that you created. He has a whole nother name, whole nother number. He has a whole nother purpose. That's just my opinion. You know, everybody has their ways. Some effective, some not, and most are not effective the way I seen it. But control your business and your contracts. That's it. That's it. Know when and when not to be a U.S. citizen. Put it that way. Yo, my brother, this is your boy, Bay. I am not savvy. Can you walk me into this connection in need of a consult? Jimmy, shit. You can request a consultation. I'm not doing a lot anymore. Eventually, I'm gonna shut it off. But depending on how I feel, you can request a consultation or try to schedule one. Give me a call at 888-597-8825, extension 101. And then take it from there. Doug Hand, silver bullion bond. What about it? I got 13 people watching. I need 13 likes, so I'm gonna assume I got at least 10 trolls watching me. I'm gonna have to delete this video. I'm not feeding the serpents and trolls anymore. I gave out too much game this year. No more juice. No more juice coming out this year. People wonder like, oh, your videos are deleting. Yeah, because I'm tired of feeding the motherfuckers that are that are going against me. What I'm trying to figure out, what do you guys expect? I can't keep giving out shit people are using against me, trying to claim shit, and you can't teach the enemy. Like, so you guys got to know where the fuck I'm at and stay inside the house. This YouTube shit is outside the house. This is outside the covenant. I should only be coming out there and let y'all know, like, hey, I'm over here, y'all. But I'm not finna be here constantly spilling all the beans to these fucking trolls. I'm not doing this shit no more. These fuckers are watching every fucking thing I do, everything I say. So no, it's only certain things I can give, and a lot of things I can give on deeper aspects of things, but just pay attention when somebody letting y'all know, like, yo, we over here. Like, you shouldn't be waiting on YouTube for somebody to come up and say some shit, because we still moving and working over here. Let me see here. King Isaac say, my question is, I use a trust EIN number for work. They said it was okay until yesterday when I got a call saying I need to give them a social for the I-9 and federal taxes. I don't want to use the number ever. All right, so look, this is the thing. Oh, make sure y'all, if y'all not members of the Hellraiser Legacy, that's where you can. I spill all the beans. That's the network. Those who don't know, that's the private network. All right, so, if you're still working, this is what you got to understand. You have a choice to make. The first choice was to be an employee to someone else to begin with. That's fine. We got to do what we got to do in order to do what we got to do. But understand, though. So if you go in to be an employee for an employer and they hand you that W-4, to make you a W-2 employee. You can put whatever the fuck you want to put on that page, but yeah, situations happen where they may come back and say, "Hey, this is not a social. We need, this is, we're looking, they're looking, when you fill out the that form, you're telling them that you are a U.S. citizen. You are a citizen of that particular corporation, and that's a resident of that state. So, I'm gonna say what you need to do, but I can't say that it's gonna always work in your favor because it really depends on the employer. They determine what type of what they want to hire, because they do have two choices. They have a choice to hire you as a I have 17 people watching. I need 17 likes, so I'm gonna assume I'm looking at some trolls. Some trolls are watching and listening. I'm gonna have to delete. But they have a choice to either and hire you as an individual taxpayer, a traditional W-2 employee, or a independent contractor, which is when they give you the 1099. They have that option, but will all of them do that? I don't know. I can't guarantee that. But if you want to get around from being obligated to give that social, that is the only way that you're going to be able to do that, unless they're paying you cash, as far as their tax purposes. So either you're gonna come in as an independent contractor. Now, if you come in as an independent contractor, yes, the only thing they're gonna require is the EIN number and the name of the business. Now, I recommend you fully be established as a business. And people ask, how do I fund my trust? What the fuck? That's the perfect opportunity to fund your trust, especially if you're dealing with if you're working for a company that doesn't care, that hires both, that's open to hiring both contractors and W-2, which honestly, most of them might not give a shit. Honestly, it doesn't really affect the employer on your personal taxation. Your personal taxation is personally your fucking problem. They don't give a fuck, honestly. But it still depends. So that's why I can't guarantee if you say like, hey, I want you to hire me. I prefer to be a 1099 me. I can't guarantee that they're going to be comfortable with that, because they might not be used to paying out independent contractors. But if I was you guys, I would utilize that as an opportunity. If you were working with somebody that does pay independent contractors, their payrolls, whether they have ADP, Payefficiency, or Gusto as payroll, they are familiar with that. This is nothing you're trying to be slick about. They have two types of way of hiring: independent contractor, 1099, which is a 1099, or W-2. Period. It's not no magical shit you trying to slick in there. You don't have to do that shit. Tell the motherfuckers what you're trying to do. So, now, if you're gonna operate in that capacity, do the shit right. And if you guys are trying to fund your trust, take this shit as an opportunity. Get your trust number, for one. Establish your trust. And if you're doing business, turn that trust into a business trust. So you can leverage the fucking money that you're making every 2 weeks, or every week, or every month as business receivables. Now you can utilize that and leverage that to get credit, or lines of credit, or credit cards, or business credit cards for your trust, your business trust. This is how you start winning and making actually seeing more money, seeing more of the money, or holding more of the money that you're actually making. This is the whole game behind the shit. It's not just about the number. Establish the formation of the vehicle that you're trying to operate in. It needs wheels. So now, when you fill out that deposit slip, it has your trust, your business trust name, or your LLC name with the EIN number and the routing and account number for those entities. So every time you're getting paid, you're funding your trust or you're funding your business. And now, instead of that being personal income, in which it comes in and it goes out and you get no credit for it, now it becomes business receivables. And now you can utilize that and leverage that with taxes and write-offs. Now you can say, shit, I pay X amount of dollars a month to get to this fucking job. Shit, I'm finna write off my gas. I had to put X amount of dollars into this goddamn car to get in this. I had to pay X amount of dollars for lunch and to keep myself maintain my appearance. These are business expenses because every day you came to work, you're providing a service. So you're not serving yourself no justice if you reporting to work and punching the clock every fucking day and you're not getting no fucking credit and you selling out for some cash that's being taxed. They're taxing you on the front end. You get no return on the back end. So in essence, you get fucked on the front and the back. That means the state and the city. The state and the federal, it's like state and federal taxes, they're fucking you on the front end and the back end. Ain't there's no other way to really say that. And you ain't getting no rocks off nowhere. You just got to come back to work the next day. That's how it's set. You got to come back the next day because you're not making enough to really move forward and leverage on anything, because you're trying to leverage the amount of money that you have left after all these taxes, after all these bills, and most motherfuckers that make more money acquire more debt, and then the more money you make, the more money they tax. So if you're not getting the credit back and leveraging the taxes on the back end, you are fucking losing. The first 3 months of working as a regular, traditional fucking W-2 employee, the first 3 months you actually working for free. 22 people watching, 18 likes. That shit need to go up. I'm deleting this shit right now. I'm tired of giving free game out. The first 3 months you're working for free if you're not doing things the correct way. Exactly how I'm telling you. The first 3 months on the tax scale, you are working the first 3 months for free. Are y'all understanding this? Alchemist Vegan say, which means you pay taxes. I fucking guess, yeah. I mean, I leverage the fucking taxes. If you listen to what I was saying. What's the first step of a vehicle? Let me see here. You can find any business working on. I mean, okay, Alchemist. Can you fund your business with working as a non-contractor? Uh, um, yeah, if you go to the bank and just put the fucking money in there, but this is the thing. Let's say for instance you just disregard everything I just said, and you go to work. You go to work every day. You go to work every day, right? And let me see here. Shit's getting too bright. You go to work every day, and let's say you take all the cash. You take all the cash out, and you go to your business bank account and deposit all the cash in there. You and a lot of people do that actually. To be honest, that's how a lot of people do that. A lot of people have 9 to 5 jobs, and they let me turn this shit somewhere. A lot of people have 9 to 5 jobs, and they'll go to they'll work, get the money to their personal bank accounts or get a personal check, and then they'll take the cash out. They'll use the cash that they're making here, and then they'll mix and mingle and stuff like that. They're not really leveraging the two, and they might make money on the business side. They make money over here, but it's still not. It's like my thing is this: if you're not, the whole point of having your own business is to not work for somebody else. It's like I be like the people that work 40 hours a week for a company, and then they say they got a business. I be confused. I don't know, but the moral of the story is when a bank or a lender looks at cash deposits, a cash deposit is cool. It's cool, but it's not as good as seeing direct deposits coming through the account on a consistent basis. It's just not. So you can fund whatever account however you want to, but we're just talking about the best ways. To be a worker, you need SSN, right? If I start seeing some stupid ass questions in my feed, like somebody being funny, I don't got time to play with people. That's what people need to understand. Like what? I'm gonna ignore that for a second. Uh, I set up my IDP online for this company, and one option was to put EIM. Exactly. So King Isis. So exactly. They get just like so you say you set up your ADP, right? They gave you two options when you set up your ADP account. They asked you, did you want to was your employee going to be a W-2 or a 1099? Is that right or wrong, King Aziz? Right or wrong? Ain't that what they asked you? So I love when people come and express these things to me, because that shows and proves I'm not pulling this shit out my ass. Exactly what I'm telling you are the exact options. So, as you can see, that was your opportunity to decide: are you going to pay yourself as an individual or a contractor? Because even as the owner of the business, you have two different roles and two different hats to carry. You as the owner, so you got two different tax returns the following year. You as the owner, and then you as the worker. So everything is about So you want to be a contractor, an independent contractor. Just so you guys know, in essence, when you do that, that's saying that, hey, I have this business, which is the and I have this another vehicle inside the business that provides services for the business. You work. Remember, you still are working the business vehicle, which is the front wheels. You are the back wheels for the vehicle. The business is the front wheels. You as the independent contractor are the back wheels. In essence, these are two businesses that are working in conjunction with each other to get to one place. So, long story short, remove yourself out the individual capacity and become the contractor of the business. So now you can double bubble on both ends. Now you got write-offs on both ends. Now you can leverage credit on both ends. Now you have less liability on both ends, personal liability. You haven't personally, you are the controller. Ask yourself everything you do, what position are you in? You are never supposed to be inside the vehicle you create. This is a remote control car. Your job is to man the remote. Attach the appropriate wheels to the vehicle, and you place the passengers in there that you want. You create the passengers and you put them in there, but you never get inside that vehicle. Why? That's personal liability. You need to always be at a point of a neutral standpoint of control where you benefit and you can eject yourself or throw the remote or crash the vehicle and walk the fuck away. And create a new one. Who cares? We get emotionally tied and attached to things. We got attachment issues and shit. Oh my God, my first business. Oh my God, I named it after no one cares. Create another one. He said everyone is overlooking a simple piece. Yeah, you're right, Jimmy. A lot of people are overlooking a lot of people are overlooking and not explaining the importance of the fucking basics. I guarantee you, if we focus on the basic concepts of these things, I guarantee you will have a better understanding of all this shit. The problem is too many people have been talking and shit, giving their fucking opinions and saying shit and sharing information. I mean, relevant information, truthful information, but have failed to express and identify the basic concept of what the fuck they're talking about. So what's happening is shit is going over our heads and we're overthinking stuff. Jay Cypher, what's goody, bro? I'll be back out there soon. Sambo, I'll be back. Yo, I'll be out there, man. I'm looking at the 1st of October. I'll be back out there, yo. Any more questions? Questions, comments, or concerns? Questions, comments, or concerns? My website, I can't type the website right now, but somebody could put it in the description. So I guess you're referring to the business website. So that's www.tradecapital.world. TRECAPITAL.world. If you want to join the network, for those that are not in the network, it's the hellraiserlegacy.world. What's the question, Scott? Oh shit, somebody say some lawful money in 1099. To the puzzles that separate the true players from the fake. Shine the commas. David Wynn? I don't know who that is, Jimmy. 1099 lawful money. Charles Thomas. I really don't know how to start. Like, okay, so what do you, because when you say that, that tells me that you already have a concept in mind on utilizing 1099s or whatever. So what exactly, what's your objective when you say that? Can or should a business trust with a foreign EIN apply for? Can a business trust with a hold on. Yeah, absolutely. He said, can or should a business trust with a foreign EIN apply for a Duns and Bradstreet number? The answer is hell the fuck yes. We gotta remember what keeps this United States corporation going. There's lots of foreign activity going on. Remember, the motherfuckers that run this shit are foreigners. So how can they stop us from doing that shit when they do it? The United States operates off foreign identities, foreign identifications, foreign corporations. So yeah, hell the fuck yeah. And they eat off their credit and our shit. So hell the fuck yeah. To answer that question, that's the whole objective. That's the key to building credit with no personal liability. So yeah, absolutely, Scott. All day. All right, y'all. Man, there's still a lot of people on here, man. It's been a minute. I'll answer a couple more questions, and then I gotta get some work done. All right. Let's see. Next question is it necessary, and if so, how does one do that when you are a citizen? Christina. Well, one, I'll say this. You are only what you claim to be. I'll put it like that. So don't ever think like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of us are tied into a lot of different fucked up contracts. And we all started off with a fucked up contracts, since we was born. But understand, the beauty outside of that reality is the fact that those contracts only stick if we acknowledge and accept and admit or claim those to be ours. If we say, if you look at your driver's license and say, yeah, this is me. If you look at that birth certificate and said, this is my birth certificate. This is my birth certificate. It's right here. It's right here. Yeah, this is my social. It's my social. It's my social. That name on that card is a United States citizen. That is United States property. That is United States collateral. It is, because that is the United States creation. That birth certificate, that driver's license, that state ID. The beauty, that's the fucked up part about it. The beauty of it is, technically, it only applies to you when they have evidence that you have accepted it as your very own. So that being said, none of that stops you from operating in your true alternative capacity as far as your private self. That's your public. That's your public entity that's owned and controlled by them. That still doesn't stop you from creating your own and operating through that vehicle as well. It's as simple as being up under your family, your parents' roof your whole life, deciding to say, you know what? I'm gonna get the fuck up out of here. I'm gonna get my own shit. I'm gonna pay my own bills, get my own car, the whole shit. So now you're still responsible for that shit. You go out there and get your own vehicle. Mommy and daddy ain't gonna be saying shit no more. You ain't gotta come back at 12 no more. But your liability and your responsibility still remains based on your use within that vehicle. And and depending on the type of vehicle, that's the other key thing. So hopefully that answered the question. I know that was the long spiel. Jay Cypher, is it possible to move my mortgage into my trust? Okay, what you're saying is yes. That answer is yes, technically, but what you gotta understand is you have to create an opportunity to recreate that contract. So to reopen that contract. So to reopen that contract, what you have to do is that comes to the point of sale, right? So you have to. So if you was the owner of the property, same thing with vehicles. Now you do have the power to sell or to retitle based upon retitlement of ownership through sale. So you can either gift it or you can sell it. Either way, that opens up because the person that you gift it to or sell it to, what do they have to do? They have to sign on the contract or the title in order for it to be titled into their name. So in that case, you would sell the property to your trust by simply be like, how do I sell it to my? You just you give it, you pick up the title to the property, you look at it just like you would look at it before you give it to another human being. And instead of giving it to another human being, you would just take your pen in your hand and you would write your name as the seller, if it was originally your name, and then the buyer will be the name of your trust, the address to the trust. And depending on what situation is, the identification number for the trust, the EIN number. Then you'll send that through the process of retitlement, and boom, now it's in the trust. But you only have that privilege when you control the property through your ownership. So yeah, of course you can't do that if you're up under a lease or renting and stuff like that, of course, but or still paying on the property. You would have to have done that. Now, if you come to well, I take that back. Two other options. The best thing you're supposed to do you're always supposed to go into the contract. You go into the contract how you want to end, basically you want to be within the contract. So if you want to, so now you will go into the contract of that mortgage, granting the trust ownership entitlement of that property in the beginning. So you wouldn't be giving them your name. You'd be giving them the trust shit. So then you wouldn't even have no problem with granting it because you would have did it in the beginning. All of the trust documents Same thing with your vehicles. Now, option 3, because we talk about the first option. If you did own it, you just sell it and then sell it to the trust or the LLC or whatever. Or option 2, which is technically option 1, you go into the contract with the other entity or vehicle. Or option 3, you let's say, for instance, the case of a mortgage. Of course, if you have a house, you have things that options to do to refinance. So when you do an option to refinance your house, guess what? That's a new contract. They're giving you, when you do a refinance deal with a mortgage, you're actually creating a new mortgage contract, which means now which means they need you to do what? They need you to re-sign. Anytime there's a scenario where you're re-signing, that is your opportunity to go in there and switch titles. Now, if you went up in there as Jay Cipher, up under the original contract of the mortgage or whatever, we have to understand that these people are not stupid. So we have to be strategic with our methods. So because of that particular situation being that way, we have to do things a certain way to not throw no red flags. So if we go up into the contract as Jay Cipher in the beginning, and then when we do we create a deal to refinance it, the property, and we go in up under Shakbak, Mubak, El Peso, they be like, who the fuck is that? Like, nigga, no, we signed a contract with Jay Cipher, not this. Who the fuck is this? No, nigga, no, we're not gonna do that. And they have the option to say no. You know what I'm saying? Because they want to hold you liable still. You know what I'm saying? So now, if you want to add that to it, they don't mind adding co-signers to make multiple people liable, but you're not going anywhere. So that being a scenario, not to say you can't do it, you have to do it a certain way. It's not about what you do, it's how you do it. So what you would do is you would come back in as Jay Cipher, the trust. At first you sign on as Jay Cipher, the U.S. citizen, individual, right? So if we want to be smart and we want to accomplish the mission of transferring the obligation or ownership from our individual capacity to our trust, we're going to create a trust with the same damn name, so don't throw no fucking red flags. So we're going to create Jay Cipher Trust, go back in there, and the only thing that's going to change is the number, in which they might not catch. 9 times 10, they're not going to catch. They're going to see it's the name, because that's a person identifying like, oh, that's a different number, as opposed to they're going to know it's a different name on that motherfucker for sure. But other than that, oh, they see that name, they see you have a number in there, and you re-sign, cool, we got you, we good now. So hopefully that explained it. I appreciate that, Freedom One. All right, y'all. I'm tired. Finna get up out of here. But like I said, man, just been getting a lot of things in order. reorganizing, re-strategizing, implementing things into my own life so I can know what's what, what's not before I spread some bullshit to the public. And that's that, man. Controlling my businesses and building on those, and trying to show you guys how to do the same. So, like I said, I'll be getting in with more videos throughout the winter, of course. That's my time period. Like I said before, I'm not gonna be a lot of the in-depth lectures are gonna be held in the Hellraiser Legacy. But I will give snippets on YouTube. I'm not going to be giving the whole shit on YouTube no more. Fuck that. No more. But I will be notifying YouTube, when those webinars will be held and stuff like that. So for those that's trying to get inside and take advantage, it'll be available. All right, y'all. Peace out. Good talking to y'all, man. It's been a minute.